זה מה שקורה במאה שערים.
An update to this mystery object that they're labeling space junk that is due to fall to Earth here next month. It is due to enter Earth's atmosphere on November 13th. Now initially they put out the time of 2 p.m. November 14th, but that was said to be local time, and I guess our time, this is all going to go down November 13th above the Indian Ocean, about 62 miles south of Sri Lanka.
As the United Nations and many world leaders continue their efforts to calm escalating violence in Israel, today Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas addressed the United Nations Human Rights Council here in Geneva. This was not a special session, but rather a special meeting, lasting about 1 hour, including a speech by President Abbas, but with no subsequent questions or debate. The President said to the international community, "We want your protection. We want the protection of the world. We can no longer bear all these sanctions, all these attacks perpetrated by the settlers and the Israeli army. We need protection and we look to you. Protect us. Protect us." We need
Bordering Russia, the strategy is to deter Moscow's aggression, according to sources. Fox News military analyst Captain Chuck Nash with me now. So are we, sir, inching closer to a conflict, a direct one with Russia?
Anytime troops from opposite sides of the table start to close on each other, there's always the opportunity for miscalculation. In this case, the Russians have been violating a 1994 agreement that to not put troops directly on their border. So now, with all of the things that have been going on with the Crimea, Latvia or Lithuania and Estonia are getting very, very nervous, and so they're asking NATO for support. They're the new NATO members. Article 5 plays in, which is mutual defense. So we'll see.
That no country can use military force in Syria without permission from the Syrian government. Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov says any form of military action without coordination with Damascus is unacceptable.
Первый в воздухе. Осмотреться в отсеках.
Passengers said the pilot made the announcement in Spanish and then said in English the plane
Washington's military brickmanship in the South China Sea could spark a real war with Beijing. Well, that's according to China's Navy chief. The warning came after an American warship passed through disputed waters, which Beijing claims is their own. China has built several artificial islands in the Spratly archipelago. The area is also contested by the Philippines, though, as well, which is closely allied with Washington, and the US has already rejected Beijing's claims to the disputed waters.
It looks like we have a new earthquake record that was put into place here recently, as this new swarm of quakes have broke loose in Northern California over the past 2 weeks. You're talking a total amount of 408 small quakes that have struck the East Bay City. This is almost 4 times the amount of quakes that took place in 2003. and it's done so in half the time period. Most of the quakes clocking in at a magnitude ranging from
a Fox
2 to
Extreme
3.
weather alert now. Powerful storms and tornadoes barreling through parts of Texas today. We now have new video out of Wimberley, Texas, showing the destruction there. Floods swamping the same region where homes were washed away just last spring in what was then called an historic flood. Severe wind also an issue, the storm taking out almost everything in its path.
We begin tonight with the deadly storms on the move at this hour. At least 2 reported tornadoes, and the water's rising so quickly it trapped drivers in their cars in Texas. 12 million in the storm zone tonight. A trailer in Floresville, Texas, landing on the roof there of a Holiday Inn. A school bus in San Antonio stranded, students rescued. And this driver, a dad in Austin, trapped in his car, surrounded, the water's rising. He pulls out his phone there and starts recording. You can see the rushing river right outside his window. He begins a message for his family. And as you're about to see, he climbs out of his sinking car and then climbs a tree where he held on for hours. ABC's Ryan Owens leads us off from Texas.
So it's flooding here.
With water flooding the inside of his car, Kerry Packer used his cell phone to record this message for his family.
Love you guys.
In case he couldn't make it out.
So you can see I'm floating down some sort of creek in the middle of this weather. I've called 911. They've told me to roll down my windows and stay in the car, and hopefully they'll be here soon.
They weren't. With the Austin man hours from rescue and his car taking on water, he got creative.
As it was sinking, I grabbed onto this tree and climbed up. I'm about 20 feet up right now.
Esto es increíble. Esto es increíble.
This is a very strong tropical cyclone. This is south of Yemen, if you can believe that. So this actually is being classified as about a Category 4 storm equivalent, 130 miles an hour. It's called Chapala, and it's moving west at 10 miles an hour. There's
Talk about earth changes. this massive gash forming in the earth, some dubbing it the gash, in Wyoming at the foothills of the Bighorn Mountains. This has caught a lot of attention here recently. In the first images, people were saying, oh my gosh, is this even real? Well, we've got confirmation from other people that have gone out here and checked it out and said, yes, this is real. Wanted to share with you guys here this image of this asteroid that was due to go by today on Halloween, and as you can see, it looks like an image of a skull, a human skull. You know, how fitting for Halloween, right? But the timing of all this, some people are saying,
police in Turkey have recovered a Bible thought to be 1,000 years old. The holy book, which was found in the central Turkish city of Tokat, is written in the old Assyriac language. Its remaining 51 pages have images in gold leaf. 3 men have been arrested on suspicion of theft.